UFC 318. We got a good matchup right here between Francisco Prado from Argentina and Nikolay Veretennikov from Kazakhstan. Francisco Prado, 5'10", 23 years old with a 69-inch reach advantage. Not an advantage, disadvantage actually. He has an advantage in age as he's 23. And Nikolay Veretennikov is 35, 6'1", with a 74-inch reach. Right here, Nikolay Veretennikov has the height and reach advantage, and he is the older fighter right here. So Francisco Prado has the youth advantage. Now, looking at this fight right here, when I just first seen it, Veretennikov, those names from Kazakhstan, Russia, those countries out there, them fighters is usually legit, and you don't play with them. So when I just first looked, I was kind of maybe leaning towards Kazakhstan, Veretennikov. But I had to look. So then I looked, and I seen this is the fighter who got knocked out by Austin Vanderford. Like, I remember I know Austin Vanderford, Paige Van Zant's husband, Paige Van Zant, whole gang shit, you feel me? We fuck with Paige Van Zant. But yeah, I remember her husband came in and like I remember thinking about that. Like, he might win because like he's always talked about he's always been talked about Austin Vanderford, but he never came to UFC, and he came to the UFC and he won. So I wasn't surprised there. I remember thinking Austin Vanderford could get it done against him. I didn't know this is the same exact fighter. Veretennikov from King's MMA, 30. It says he's 35 when you tap on him. He is 35. I don't know why I was just thinking 30. It said 36. So he's 0-2 in the UFC. He lost versus Danny Barlow, a split decision. Danny Barlow is nice, but it's like, when you're from Kazakhstan, you're supposed to beat that. Most Kazakhstan fighters beat American fighters, so that's not a good look. He's 0-2 against two American fighters. Honestly, that might be the only UFC fighter from Kazakhstan who was 0-2 against American fighters. So this is honestly the worst Kazakhstan fighter on the UFC roster. Is what I'm picking up right here. So on his fight versus Austin Vanderbilt, he lost. Let's break it down a little bit. This fight right here, he was the favorite at -120, and he got knocked out. And honestly, he got dominated. He only had 5 strikes, and he ended up with 0 punches to the head. Now, look, and Austin Vanderford had 7 minutes, 21 seconds of control time. Just probably dominated, tackled him, and just couldn't do anything. But when you're Kazakhstan, aren't you supposed to be nice at wrestling? I know Vanderford's a wrestler, but right here, looking, scouting this person right here, everything is saying bad, nothing impressive. I never watched him fight in my life, but these stats and what I'm looking at, he looks fucking terrible. So that's what I'm getting off. The worst fighter from Kazakhstan, Nikolay Veretennikov. Now, Francisco Prado, let's not act like he's so amazing. He's 1-3 in the UFC with a knockout over Osman Azatar. Now, they have been feeding him straight dogs. Jamie Mullarkey, a first fight in the UFC. Jamie Mullarkey's not the best, but he is an 82, 83 overall fighter, somewhere around there. And when your first fight against Jamie Mullarkey, that's going to be a tough outing, and it was a tough outing decision. And he got it done versus Azatar. And he's still only 23, though. He's 23, trains the American top team. He lost for Daniel Zellberg. They was banging that one out. But I think Zellberg just had more length, and he could do a little more to him. And he lost for Jake Matthews. And Jake Matthews is nice. That last fight versus Chidi, I wanted to fuck with Chidi because I like him. I seen Chidi fight. Every time I see him fight, he do his thing. He's nice, but he made Chidi He made Chidi look old. Like, those Chidi I know and I fuck with, that was not. Chidi fell and just boom, swiped up his neck. So he's been fighting really calm. And Francisco Prado, he's a fighter with some power. He's young. He don't got the craziest tools in the box. He's just a typical standard fighter. Nothing that pops your eye out like, oh, he does this. But he's just a young UFC fighter. And if he loses here, honestly, he might get cut because this is a fight he should win. I know the odds are close, but Nikolay Veretennikov is the worst fighter from Kazakhstan, and he lost versus 2 Americans. So Francisco Prado is going to have to get this done if he's going to want to stick around the UFC. Veretennikov doesn't really seem like anyone who's going to stick around for a long time. Veretennikov is honestly probably going to get cut. The loser of this fight might get cut. I don't know their contract situation and how much contracts they got left on their fight, but the loser of this fight honestly might get cut. Right here, the pick got to go Prado. He's just younger. He's not really that impressive, but he trains at an American top team. He's solid. He's just a solid young prospect, solid young Argentinian prospect who should get it done against the worst UFC fighter from Kazakhstan. Francisco Prado versus Nikolay Veretennikov. Francisco Prado, young, decent, okay prospect from Argentina, is the pick over Nikolay Veretennikov, the worst fighter, the worst UFC fighter from Kazakhstan. It's hot. I really don't know because I wouldn't put a lot of bread. I might end up putting Prado as I'm describing this fight. I like Prado because Veretennikov just looks terrible to me, but maybe I'm I'm missing something on him. Maybe I'm missing a read on him because right now I don't see nothing on him. Nothing impressive. I thought he's from Kazakhstan. He's supposed to be nice, but he's getting wiped by Americans. I don't know about all that. Francisco Prado is the pick right here. UFC 318. Francisco Prado over the worst UFC fighter from Kazakhstan.